everyone. Today I am presenting my professional development on building inclusive preschool classrooms through culturally relevant books. As you know, culturally relevant books help build inclusive classrooms. In early childhood, books shape identity and build empathy and how children see the world. The stories we choose matter. Give me 1 second, it's going to change slides. Why books matter in preschool? By ages 3 and 4, children are already forming ideas about fairness, gender, race, and belonging. Read aloud time is not just literacy instruction. It helps shape how children see themselves and others. Reading books with children isn't just sitting on the floor and reading a story for them and them just listening. Children are taking in all the information that we're doing and how we do it with them. What are culturally relevant texts? Culturally relevant texts act as mirrors where children see themselves, windows where they see others, and sliding glass doors where they step into new perspectives. These books help normalize differences and celebrate identity. Why representation matters. When children never see characters that look like them or live like they do, it can impact their sense of belonging. Representation is a social justice issue because every child deserves to feel visible and valued. Some of our identities are overrepresented in some of the classrooms that I teach in. Some of the identities of children in my classroom are missing. The representation of our students, all the culturally relevant books are not there. And I'm not sure why. Maybe you guys have an idea of why your classrooms do not have an equitable amount of books that represent the culture of our students. Maybe that's another professional development that we can do. Encourage critical thinking through books. Ways that we can try to encourage it and engage our students are, preschoolers are capable of deeper thinking, right? So let's try to rephrase the way we ask questions about a culturally relevant book or any story at that point. Any book that you are representing to them, we need to find ways to have them use their critical thinking skill. Deeper questions instead of just yes and no questions. We can ask, what happened in the story? We can guide conversations about fairness, empathy, and problem solving. Some of the questions here, what could they do differently? Children are capable of deeper thinking and understanding, and we just need to give them that chance and that encouragement. Classroom examples. During my winter lesson plan, we were talking about penguins and polar bears. I asked my students, what would happen to penguins if the ice melts? One student connected it to how a snowman melts in the sun. That led to a discussion about animals losing their homes and how we can help protect our world. This showed me preschoolers are capable of empathy and meaningful connections. They love to learn and they understand, and they will ask many questions. So I am there to just facilitate what they are learning about and what their knowledge is. I am just helping to build on what they are learning. Practical strategies for teachers. Some of the things that we can do in our classrooms, for instance, if you go back to your classroom, think about the books that you have that are culturally relevant to your students, that are in your classroom present this day. Do you have enough textbooks to represent each child with a different culture in your classroom? Think about those things. Start by reviewing your classroom library. Who is represented? Who is missing? Make intentional choices about books and how you respond when children notice differences. Small changes create inclusive classrooms. I have another example of that. There's a book that I read to my students called Chocolate Me. And in Chocolate Me, I read this story for my students, sometimes at the beginning of the year. And it's about a little black kid who is growing up in a neighborhood with different kids, and these are his friends. They talk about his hair, they talk about his skin color, they talk about his nose. It made him feel sad, and in the book, the illustration shows all those feelings, and it helps my students to build empathy. And so some of those questions that we just went through is, how do you think that made him feel? Those are connections that students can make, and they build on their empathy. So those small changes do create inclusive classrooms, right? We just need to tap into how our children learn. Social justice starts at preschool and at story time. Culturally relevant books are not an extra, right? They are essential. To our classroom as preschool teachers, we read a lot for our students. This is how we educate our students and how they learn, they get more information. When children feel seen, they participate more. When they understand others, they develop empathy. Social justice starts early, and it can begin during story time. Now, just to moving from awareness to practice, some of the things that we can start practicing in our own classrooms. Go ahead and look in your classroom and see what books you have. Audit your classroom library. What are some culturally relevant texts that you have in your classroom? Is it enough? Is it representing all of your students? I intentionally select culturally relevant texts, rotate them in your classroom, and normalize conversations for children so that they can learn about differences and similarities, and they can learn empathy. They can learn that it's okay for you to have brown hair and I have black hair. There's nothing wrong. We're just a little different, but we're the same. So just go ahead and be aware of those things, and commit to ongoing reflection and growth in your preschool. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. And if you guys don't mind, I have a professional development evaluation. If you guys would like to leave me any comment, I appreciate you coming. Thank you.